Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are diving headfirst into the world of AI. We're going to look at everything, from the code that's being written as we speak to the global policies being debated for our future. The entire ecosystem is shifting, so let's jump right in.
So, we're kicking things off with this really powerful statement from Pinterest CEO Bill Ready. He says, the Napster phase of AI needs to end. Now, if you remember the early 2000s, Napster was, well, it was chaos. It was groundbreaking, for sure, but also legally a bit of a gray area. What Reddy's saying is that AI is finally growing out of that Wild West, anything goes stage. It's maturing into something more structured, something that's really going to benefit hundreds of millions of people. So what does that even mean? What comes after that initial chaotic explosion? What's being built that's actually meant to last? We're going to explore exactly that by looking at three key layers: the tools developers are using, the core tech that powers it all, and the huge global conversation that's shaping what comes next.
All right, first up, let's get tangible. Let's look at the new tools that people, especially developers, can get their hands on right now. This is where the rubber really meets the road. You know, what's really interesting here is how specialized everything is becoming. We're moving way beyond just general-purpose chatbots. Take a look. Coder is an open-source coding buddy that lives right in your command line. Then you've got Flynn's, which is kind of like a universal remote for all your different AI coding tools. And Moshi, that gives you a mobile interface so you can use AI agents when you're on the go. The big takeaway here is that it's getting so much easier and way more efficient to actually build things with AI. But what's actually powering this explosion of new apps and tools? To get that, we've got to pop the hood and look at the core engine of modern AI, the fundamental technology that's making all of this possible.
Okay, so at the heart of pretty much every major AI you hear about today is something called a transformer model. Put simply, this is the architectural blueprint, the design that lets models like GPT understand and generate text that feels, well, human. It's really the breakthrough that kicked off this whole revolution we're seeing. And that engine, it is constantly being upgraded. A huge recent development is Hugging Face's Differential Transformer V2. Now, don't worry, we're not going to get lost in all the technical jargon. But what this tells us is that the fundamental science is still moving forward at an absolutely breakneck pace. We're not just talking about minor tweaks. These are core improvements that are going to unlock the next wave of what's possible. So, we have better tools and a more powerful engine. The next logical question is, what are people actually doing with them? So let's pivot from the theory and the lab to the real world and see how AI is being put to work in business, in our own productivity, and even in scientific research. This slide really shows how AI is becoming more of a utility, not just some cool tech toy. You've got massive enterprise players like ServiceNow embedding OpenAI models directly into how they work. And for us as individuals, you have tools like Brainloom that can take a dense document and just turn it into flashcards. Even Evernote is relaunching itself as an AI-powered second brain. The theme is clear. It's all about efficiency and augmenting our own intelligence. But, and this is a big but, it's not all a straight line of simple progress. A really fascinating analysis by IEEE Spectrum found this paradox in scientific research. On the one hand, yeah, AI is helping scientists publish papers like never before, just boosting productivity through the roof. But on the other hand, a deep dive into over 40 million papers suggests AI might be kind of funneling everyone toward the same popular topics. This could actually be stifling that truly out-of-the-box, groundbreaking discovery. It's a powerful reminder, right? Every new tool comes with its own trade-offs. And that complexity, that nuance, brings us to our final and honestly most important layer. Because AI's power and its trade-offs are becoming so much clearer, there's this massive global conversation that has kicked off about how to steer this technology in a responsible direction. I mean, this conversation is happening literally everywhere. You've got the landmark EU AI Act trying to create a legal framework. UNESCO is focused on making AI sustainable. The World Economic Forum is looking at how to use it for critical things like supply chains and disaster response, and even academic hubs like Stanford's HAI are beefing up their ethics committees. Everybody is trying to figure out the rules of the road, all at the same time. But here's the thing. All of these huge international discussions are absolutely vital, but for them to mean anything, they have to actually be put into practice at a national level. High-level ideas have to become real, concrete actions. And right here we have a fantastic case study. Japan's approach to creating a framework for responsible AI is now being looked at as a potential model for other countries. This takes that really abstract idea of AI governance and shows us what it can actually look like in the real world, blending that global leadership with very specific local action.
So let's just pull it all together for a second. We've seen the whole AI ecosystem maturing at every single level. From the ground up, we have new developer tools, making it easier to build. From the inside out, that core engine is getting a massive upgrade. And from the top down, there's a huge global push to build a responsible framework around all this powerful technology.
And that leaves us with one final and I think really critical question. As we move into this post-Napster era for good, where will the next truly game-changing breakthroughs come from? Is it going to be the individual creator tinkering in their garage, empowered by all these new tools? Or will it come from these massive coordinated efforts that are guided by global policy? Or maybe, just maybe, the real magic is going to happen somewhere in between. That is something for all of us to watch. Thanks for joining me today.